Hi, I'm John Buck with the New York Mets. You're watching RotoExperts Fantasy Baseball Today with Michael Cardano.
Jason Marquis won his 5th straight game since his return from the DL yesterday, but that doesn't mean you should run out and get him. The 34-year-old has given up just 3 earned runs in his last 3 starts over 19 innings, despite walking 9 batters. His 3.27 ERA is fine, but his 1.33 whip suggests that he's playing with fire. I would steer clear and let a fantasy novice take the bait. There aren't many middle infielders having a better May than Indians second baseman Jason Kipnis. Jason went 2 for 4 yesterday, extending his multi-hit streak to 5 games. And in 18 May games, Kipnis is batting .324 with 2 triples, 6 doubles, 6 home runs, and 20 RBI. When you see players streaking like this, you need to plug them into daily fantasy lineups. You may recall that before the year started, I chose Julio Teheran as my pitching sleeper pick, going so far as to suggest that going forward, he would win a Cy Young. Julio may have gotten off to a rough start this season, but he certainly turned things around. Last night, Julio went 8 1/3, giving up just 1 run, earning the win. Teheran walked his first batter since April 29th in the game and now has just 2 walks in his last 5 starts. Starting in just over half of fantasy leagues, you would be well served adding Julio Teheran to your roster. Speaking of sleepers, some people just can't stand prosperity. Despite me jumping up and down, pounding the table on every opportunity, Brandon Belt is only owned in 60% of leagues and starts in just 41. This means that the majority of you missed out on his solid performance last week, and his 4 for 5 home run, 4 runs scored to start this week last night. I can't stress enough how important it is for you to be wearing a belt when playing fantasy the rest of the way in 2013. So who's the closer for the Marlins? Well, according to Miami manager Mike Redmond, everybody's going to close. Steve Cishek, Mike Dunn, Chad Qualls, you, me, everyone. Dunn notched his first save of the season on Sunday, recording the last out after Cishek was pulled. And Qualls was the one warming up in the bullpen last night with a 2-1 lead before the Marlins extended the lead to a non-save situation. If you're looking for an untapped source of saves, I suggest you look elsewhere. Nothing to see here. Move along. Ryan Vogelsong will have surgery today after suffering broken bones in his pitching hand last night and will miss about a month and a half. Gordon Beckham should be back from the DL this weekend, but that does not mean you should be playing him. Cameron Maybin should be back before the end of the month, but that doesn't mean you should be playing him either. Hanley Ramirez started hitting and taking grounders yesterday. Don't get too excited though, he's still about 3 weeks away from playing. Ross Detweiler will not be going on the DL and will take his next scheduled start in the Nationals rotation. And Josh Johnson made a minor league rehab start and reported no problems. He'll probably need at least 2 more starts before returning to the Toronto rotation. Greg in Greenwich, Connecticut asks, someone waived R.A. Dickey in my league and I picked him up. His poor start notwithstanding, do you like him going forward from here? Gregory, actually I do. Not because he won his last 2 starts. There's a certain amount of luck involved in being credited with a win. But Dickey's only allowed 2 earned runs in each of his past 3 starts, striking out a batter per inning. The one thing I'm concerned about, however, are his walks. When he was pitching with the Mets, he wasn't walking anyone. 4 walks last night in 8 innings is too much for me, and he's asking for trouble. So while I do like him going forward, I would keep an eye on the walks. How good is Clayton Kershaw? Let's put things in perspective. After last night's complete game victory, the lefty's ERA stands at just 1.35. The last person to finish with an ERA lower than Kershaw was Bob Gibson 45 years ago. With a whip of just .82 and on pace for 277 strikeouts, Kershaw, not Justin Verlander, is the game's best pitcher, fantasy or otherwise. For RotoExperts, I'm Mike Cardano.